warning, there will be some spoilers for the episode discussed in this video. If you haven't already, please go and watch it before you watch the rest of this review. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So last Saturday, the 4th episode of Season 2, aka Series 15, aired, and here's my review of it. So what did I think of it? Well again, I have very few negative things to say about it. Yes, we seem to be on something of a roll with the show having near flawless episodes, in my opinion, at the moment. Which I'm really glad about, as naturally it helps me to get more enthusiastic and invested in this latest series. I think it's fair to say that in terms of Lucky Day itself, Millie Gibson and Jonah Hauer-King carried this episode as Ruby and Conrad. I loved how much more depth Ruby got as a character in this episode. I often felt like during her tenure as a companion for last year's season, Ruby wasn't really all that fully formed or developed, especially when it came to her relationship with the 15th Doctor. They seemed to become busy mates way too easily and suddenly. But in Lucky Day, we find out that Ruby is experiencing a kind of trauma or PTSD because of her travels with the Doctor. She can't just relax and get on with her life and move on from it all. This is exactly what I felt she was missing as a character last year, and it makes me appreciate and care for her character a lot more. You really feel for how, even though I don't think she necessarily regrets travelling with the Doctor, she is left haunted by it all, and out of sorts in terms of what she does with her life next. And it makes me look at all of her adventures with the Doctor in a whole new light now. I won't be able to watch any of those now without thinking how Ruby's kind of going through the motions of it all. So to have Conrad come in and pretend to be all caring and considerate for what she's going through, only for it to all be revealed to be a twisted act on his behalf, is just so gut-wrenching for Ruby, and, well, Conrad's such a... But Jonah Hauer-King does such a great job with playing Conrad. His performance is so incredibly powerful, mesmerising. I honestly didn't see that twist coming beforehand. He played it that well. You could tell how he was really relishing the chance to play someone as utterly and totally evil as Conrad as an actor. So I'm not surprised he basically said as much in Unleashed. The whole social commentary on fake news and misinformation is obviously very relevant in today's political climate, and I do personally think it was done pretty well. It was definitely more than a little on the nose, and not the slightest bit subtle, but I honestly don't think that's a bad thing. The episode didn't shy away from showing us what happens when a bunch of terrible people are given a platform to spread their ridiculous lies. We felt the effects it was having on not just Ruby, but the whole unit team as well, especially Kate Stewart. The fact that Kate was prepared to leave Conrad to the mercies of the Shriek did feel understandable, after he's basically done his best to destroy everything she and her father ever worked for to save the Earth. Even if it obviously isn't the right thing to do morally, which is why I think it's good that Ruby and Shirley chose to be the better people and save Conrad anyway, despite everything he'd done. But yeah, Lucky Day was such an emotional whirlwind of a journey. It does kind of feel like two different types of episodes blended into one. We start off with what feels like a fairly standard Earthbound story with a creepy alien threat, only for everything to shift so abruptly and suddenly, and for the episode's true nature to be revealed. But unlike some other recent episodes that also had this, such as Joy to the World, I feel like Lucky Day manages to actually pull it off really well. Anyway, I would have to give it a rating of 10 out of 10. It was such an emotional ride watching this episode the first time round. But I mean that in a good way. It started off feeling like typical Doctor Who fare, only for it to take a sharp turn and become something a lot more politically and emotionally charged. And it's shown us what kind of effects Conrad can have on our society feels more and more relevant with every passing day at the minute. We had truly amazing performances from Millie Gibson, Jonah Hauer-King, and Gemma Redgrave. And even Ncuti Gatwa, even if it was a very Doctor Light episode, and the Doctor's appearances were so timey-wimey and non-linear, but still. That moment where he confronts Conrad at the end was acted and written with absolute skill. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be Conrad who's the one that tells the Doctor about Belinda and inspires him to go off and find her. I think Lucky Day is definitely writer Pete McTighe's strongest episode so far for the show. I know that isn't saying much, but still. And if his writing here is any indication of what we can expect from the upcoming War Between the Land and the Sea spin-off, then we're definitely going to be in for a treat. But anyway, so there's my spoiler-filled review of Lucky Day. But what do you think? Do you like the episode or not? And did you agree with my thoughts on it? Please let me know in the comments section below. Also, apologies for how late I am getting this review out. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. And I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye!